How many times have you walked past the weight section at the gym, wished to go inside, wished to lift weights, and instead you turned around and headed straight for the treadmill? If that's you, keep watching, because in today's video I'm going to be sharing all my best tips to get lifting and feeling confident at the gym. First, I want to say that if you felt that way, don't worry about it, because usually in the weight section people look muscular, they look fit, they look like they know what they're doing. And if you've never lifted weights before, it's easy to feel like you're going to stick out. I myself have been lifting at the gym for years now. However, I lift at a gym where 99.99% of the time I'm the only woman, and it's so easy to feel like I'm sticking out. However, sticking out, being new, or being the only woman are not reasons to not lift. So let's get into it. So my number one tip is exposure. Just like with anything else, the only way to get comfortable doing a thing is by doing the thing. So the only way to get comfortable lifting weights is by lifting weights. If you've been struggling with this though, my best advice is to go with a plan and start small. So for example, before heading to the gym, make a little plan. I'm going to do, for example, 2 sets of bicep curls and 2 sets of goblet squats. This is minimal. You're gonna go in, take the weights, and bam, be done with it before you know it. And after, you get to feel happy and proud that you've done something you were worried about. And of course, with time, increase the exercises that you're gonna do, either the sets or variety. And by doing this again and again, before you know it, you will not be thinking twice about lifting weights at the gym. My tip number 2 is practice at home. So let's say you've chosen what exercises you want to do, like you made a little plan, but you're still feeling anxious about this and you don't really know what you're doing. The best way is practice the movements at home. You don't have to have the right equipment, because let's say it, not many people have a 20 kilograms barbell just lying around. But you can, for example, use water bottles instead of dumbbells. You can use a broomstick instead of a barbell. You can use a backpack. And this is not to exercise, it's just to learn the movement pattern, understand how to move. You can watch a YouTube tutorial and practice while watching the tutorial. You can do it in front of a mirror so you can make sure you're doing it correctly. And by doing this again and again, even with a very light weight, your body will remember the movement pattern. It will memorize the movement. So when you're at the gym with the right equipment, your body will remember what to do, and you have to think less, and less thinking means less worrying, at least in my experience. My tip number 3 is create your own bubble. So sometimes it can be awkward or it can feel uncomfortable to lift weights in front of other people. I used to exercise in the past mostly at home on my own, and I felt very uncomfortable at first lifting or exercising in front of others. Something you can do is trying to create your own bubble. So for example, wear a baseball cap. A baseball cap kind of covers, shields your eyes and your face, and it gives you a feeling of privacy, and it also makes it harder to see others, to literally perceive them or get into eye contact with them. So it helps you create this feeling of privacy. And another thing that can help you detach from the rest of the environment and feeling on your own is wearing headphones. I sometimes wear headphones even without music playing, simply because it helps me put into this more focused, private headspace. And of course, the best way to create your bubble mentally and also get you hyped up is playing music in those headphones. I myself am partial to some hardstyle or some Cardi B. Cardi B is a ultimate confidence booster for me. but just play something that you love, something that makes you feel happy, confident, strong, and in general hypes you up. You can also try to create more of a kind of physical bubble by moving some equipment like dumbbells or kettlebells in a more secluded or private space of the gym so that you can exercise feeling a little bit more shielded. However, I think this is kind of a temporary strategy. Do it until you start feeling more confident, and then I don't think you need to do it every time or on the long term. You can just start feeling confident and lift where everyone else lifts. And my tip number 4, my final tip, is wear comfortable clothes. This might sound silly, but I think the best way to feel comfortable is if you're also feeling physically comfortable. So if you're wearing something that you feel comfortable, confident in, it's gonna help, because you don't want to be wearing something that you feel uncomfortable or not confident in, and then when you're at the gym you have to be worrying about your clothes on top of everything else. And what I mean by comfortable, I mean whatever you like. I don't want any policing about women's clothing. So if you want to wear nice leggings and sports bra set that makes you feel confident, that makes you look your best, go for it. If you want to wear an oversized baggy tee and sweatpants, go for it. Whatever you like, just make sure that you feel like you can move, you feel confident, you feel comfortable. Again, I don't know how many times I said the word comfortable in this video. I apologize. And one last little thing that can help, it helped me, was bringing a little lucky trinket or wear a little something that helps you be brave, that reminds you to be brave. So for example, I have these socks. They actually belong to my husband and I stole them. This one says, "Be cool, man, and have fun." And these say, "Be brave enough." And sometimes when I was heading to the gym, I would put them on, and when putting them on, I would think about their message. I would think, I'm just heading there to have fun. Or I just need to be brave enough to get there. I don't have to be the most confident or strongest person in the universe. I just need to be brave enough to go there and do the thing. And honestly, it might be embarrassing to admit, but it helped. And if you have 1 more minute to keep watching, I want to add some final remarks, and that is that nobody is watching you at the gym. Please remember that if they might see you, but they shouldn't be watching you or caring about what you're doing. They should be caring, and they will be caring about their own workouts. If by any chance they're watching you and judging you, that is their problem, because it means that they're not focused on themselves, they're not focused on working hard, which is the whole point of being at the gym. I know these things have been said a million times, but I think they are worth repeating. And if you're starting out, if you're lifting very low weights, it doesn't matter. You pay as much in gym fees as anyone else, so you have the same right to be there as the strongest person in that room. And again, one last thing, everyone started somewhere, even the strongest of the guys at the gym, even the most muscular of muscle mummies, they all started from somewhere. So let's just get started. And please remember, when you get to the gym, that it should be fun, it can be fun, so make sure to keep it fun. So those are all my tips. I would love to hear from you in the comment section if you're planning to go to the gym, what you're planning to do there, and if the tips helped you out in any way. And of course, I would love it if you liked and subscribed, the usual things. But for now, I just hope the video helped you out, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!